We got new news with the Fani Willis and Governor Kemp. He made a new law that's going to mess up how Fani Willis does business. Everybody's turning on her. Are we mad? No. But I get right into this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And as always, let me know what to react to now.
We're going to Georgia, where a new front has opened up against Fani Willis. That's good news. Governor Kemp, now, he's no ally of Trump's. He wouldn't do any favor for Trump's, but he's going after Fani Willis on a whole other front of her not prosecuting criminals. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is where the happy patriots are. This is where you get the most up-to-date stuff on Fani Willis. Not that we care about Fani Willis, but because we care about Trump. And Fani Willis is one of the biggest, loudest people to go after Trump, and one is in the middle of a slow motion face plant as we watch her career fall apart before our eyes.
And with the stroke of a pen, it was official. Governor Brian Kemp says the state will hold district attorneys accountable.
They pretend like, oh, it's just about any district attorney they're going to hold accountable. Really, this is about Fani Willis, because this was before his desk last fall. And he punted on it. He goes like, oh, we can't do this. I'll tell you about the workaround on how they got this.
Before we continue, I think a key thing that we are missing is what Doug just said. He said, the Governor Kemp is not a fan of Trump's at all. He's just doing this because he knows she's corrupt. And I wouldn't be surprised if Nathan Wade flipped on her also. Maybe I just foreshadow. I don't know.
This thing through. It's really kind of genius.
Today we are renewing our commitment that we won't forfeit public safety for prosecutors who let criminals off the hook.
I don't know where Brian Kemp's been for the last couple of years, because it's all the prosecutor's been doing in Fulton County is letting criminals off the hook. This is the same thing as what Alvin Bragg did. This is kind of what the Soros way that he's destroying America. Suddenly Brian Kemp,
and I need to educate myself on some of those too,
has this kind of come to Jesus moment of, oh, I found something now, you know. Now we're going after those DAs that don't prosecute criminals. Okay, well, kind of convenient. It's good that Fani Willis has become such a national embarrassment that this is the fire that's been put under Brian Kemp, because it made him look stupid.
The new law revives the Prosecuting Attorney Qualification Commission, tasked with overseeing complaints filed against district attorneys and solicitor generals. The commission can investigate alleged misconduct, discipline, remove, or even force retirement, depending on the situation.
When out-of-touch prosecutors put politics over public safety, the community suffers and people and property are put at risk.
This is just a tiny bit of reform which is needed. And it's considered just completely radical that anyone stepped in and said, hey, we need to hold DAs accountable. If they don't prosecute, we can remove you.
Previous versions of the law restrict the disciplining of a DA until the Supreme Court affirmed the ruling. But in November, the state Supreme Court refused to approve the rule. The version signed today removes that requirement and gives the 8-person panel more power to move forward without the Supreme Court.
Kemp and the gang tried passing this bill to be tougher on DAs. And then the Supreme Court comes in and goes, no, you have to pass it through the Supreme Court. They did. They just signed it into law and just said, well, you no longer have to go through the Supreme Court to approve this law. And so they did a workaround. I think it's genius. This is how you do stuff. And
I just picked up on that because for a second I wasn't understanding what I was hearing, but once he went a little bit more into detail. Okay.
Georgia, guys.
When the previous version of the bill was considered, many vowed to file complaints against Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis for her prosecution of former President Donald Trump. It caused many DAs across the state to speak out against the measure.
As you know, there are already legislators who have vowed come October 1st to file commission complaints against district attorneys here in Georgia for just doing their job.
Is Fani Willis just doing her job, ma'am? Are you sure you want to say that? That Kemp is going to go after Fani Willis because she just did her job of hiring Nathan Wade, of pursuing political opponents of Biden, of working with the White House potentially, allegedly, stuffing cash from her campaign? Is that just doing her job? And meanwhile, cases, people are running around with chainsaws.
Cuff me! There are people out there with chainsaws. You're cuffing me.
On the streets, and she will not prosecute them. Is that doing her job?
And in one of her previous interviews on the matter, DeKalb County District Attorney Sherry Boston says the law is an assault on democracy.
To drag DAs in front of a commission around decisions that they have been given constitutional right to make, we are embarking on a very dangerous journey.
They can walk someone like Fani Willis in front of an 8-person panel, and the panel can just go, look, why haven't you prosecuted any crimes in this state? Why are you letting all these people go? Where are you spending all your time and resources and money buying computers and buying trips to the Caribbean instead of prosecuting crime? I think they've.
And it's not like this money came from her income. This money came from just corrupt business influence the whole entire time. So she's a bad person.
Got a good case against Fani Willis here. I think this is a good move by Brian Kemp. And I know he wouldn't do any favors for Trump, but I think even he had to answer, like, why aren't I doing anything about this in front of me? It makes Brian Kemp look bad. So this helps make him look good. So I support it. Open up another front on Fani Willis. Get her hard, Brian Kemp. Let's see what kind of man you are. I'm Doug.
Okay, you guys, that's the end of the video. And as you clearly see, everybody's coming after Fani Willis. It's looking real good for our band. I'm not going to say any names, but like, comment, subscribe always if you're new. Let me know what to react to. We out.